It's so cool when a person sees things or something differently than they used to, right? And this is, because of insight. It's because of, learning something. Um, One of the things that I'm most grateful for is just seeing things differently as a result of insight, as a result of seeing myself differently, as a result of healing. Being able to make a different choice than I used to, right? And then with that different choice comes just a completely different direction in life, and it's wild. It's just it's wild how much a person's life can change as a result of all of those things, as a result of seeing things differently, as a result of, learning something differently that has the capacity to change everything. And that's really where I'm at right now. It's a space of awareness of, it's sort of like this. Like when I was younger, I was told that the exam that I was about to take in school was the most important thing, and that I needed to study really hard for it because I needed to do well on it. No. I think that we're honestly fed a bunch of bullshit that's just not true, including the things that we do in school, the things that we learn in school. You can't convince me today that an exam that I'm going to take is of utmost importance. Um, you just can't. It also brings me back to the times where, you know, um, I remember studying for a test or an exam, specific material for the test or exam, and then taking the test or exam and realizing that the test or exam had absolutely nothing to do with what I studied, right? Fucking surprise. It's not cool. It's not cool to tell people that something is bigger than it is, that something is more important than it is. It's not. Um, Duolingo, the Spanish app that teaches people how to learn how to speak Spanish, right? I remember sitting in Spanish class. I fucking hated Spanish class. I really did. It was just, I don't know. There's an entire new approach to learning that's happening that's completely transforming everything in terms of learning and in terms of learning. And I really just didn't like school altogether. School was not my cup of tea, my jam. It wasn't. Um, AI is already changing everything. It's going to continue to change things. Virtual reality, augmented reality, all of these things. Um, People way younger than us are going to be learning that way, and that's just the way that it is. And that's good because I think that the traditional education system is way outdated. It's like the horse and buggy, you know? So I'm really tired of being convinced. And by the way, I really can't be convinced this anymore. I really see a majority of things as just bullshit now. But I'm really tired of people trying to convince me that something is really fucking important because it's not. I genuinely believe that like 99.99% of everything is just completely fucking noise. And that's annoying. That's really it's kind of like, don't get me wrong. When a person is in infancy, right? When they are a toddler and everything is grabbing their attention and they want to show you everything, right? It's cool because it's magical for them. That's a totally different thing. But like a lot of whatever it is that they're like excited about, or like, they're just making sense of they're in the black and white, right? uh, Both metaphorically and literally. They're gonna be going into the red and yellow at some point, right? But like you look at that and it's like, all right, well, they're learning, a majority of the stuff is not that important, right? I look at society, I look at people, and I realize that a lot of people are just really, they're overgrown babies, right? They never learned skills that they needed to. One of the most important ones being emotional regulation, right? And they fucking cry over things that don't need to be cried about. I'm not here to invalidate anybody's feelings or emotions or realities or gaslight anyone. But what I am here to do is say that I think a lot of things in life are blown way the fuck out of proportion, which causes people to believe that things are more important than they really are, right? And it's just frustrating. It really is. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And it also makes things a lot more challenging, too, because it's like, oh, great, there's a fuck ton more noise now, right? Like, all that stuff is just noise. It's just noise. So now it's kind of like you've got to sift through all the noise to get to the real stuff, the real important stuff. Which I would argue, there are far less important things in life than there are unimportant things. And that's not a bad thing. You can experience them more fully, and that there are less, you can have more time with them, But, a test or exam back from high school or college. Oh, you need to know this. No, you fucking don't. I've never used at least half the shit that I learned in school, ever. And I don't think I ever will. School didn't prepare me for AI. It didn't. And it's like, I hope that it's preparing students now for AI. And if it's not, it's doing a disservice. It is. Because AI is taking over. But just this, I have urgency in regards to my own life, in regards to what I want to do with my own life. I don't have urgency in regards to studying really fucking hard for something that is not that important, that I'll never use. No, that's stupid. No. I'll pass. And I just really don't like how a majority of things that I've been kind of like baited with, that's a really good word to use, baited, right? Imagine you're fishing and you put a hook in the water, right? Imagine the fish thinks that it's something really fucking important. It's shiny as shit, right? That's why they make them that way, right? It's shiny as shit. And then it's not, because you get taken out of the water, you get dried the fuck up, you fucking dry out, you die, everything out there, almost everything, like 99.99% of everything is just there to fucking distract. It really is. And if there's at least one thing that I've learned in my entire life, well, I guess I'll say two things at this point. Being present is one of the most important things and the coolest things a human can do. And two, a majority of everything out there is just a distraction. It's not as shiny as it's led to believe to be. It's fucking bait. It's like clickbait. It's like oh my god. Oh, I was baited again. God damn, no. That's it. That's it. The fucking tests, the exams, all that shit. Education is changing. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. And the way that it was, I would argue, didn't even work. Going back to Duolingo. Duolingo is a very efficient app. I've been on Duolingo longer than I've been learning Spanish altogether. It's been more efficient at helping me learn Spanish than every class I've ever taken. I've taken Spanish for, I don't know, 5 to 7 years now. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of fluff out there. A lot of unnecessary fluff. And I'm just, trying to clear out the fog and recognize that there is far too many smoke and mirrors and a lot of bullshit.